I hope you had a great day and weekend of worship and fellowship with God's people. We did. Our small group met again last night, and it's just such a privilege to interact with these dear people. One lady's mother died within the last week, and another man is having some challenges with his daughter and adult daughter, and just to be able to support one another. But our focus of our meeting was on the revival that Ezra led in the book of Nehemiah in chapter 8. A great, inspiring time to reflect deeply upon our love for the Word of God. I hope you love the Word of God and are committed to its authority. We're in for another great week. Our readings from Kalaman and Fori are chapter 4 to 6, and then the Kalaman book, chapters 3 to 5. And then the assignment is 2:1 is a chart on tongues and words. And then you're to summarize what are the implications on our counseling. What is the greatest concern you can consider the assets, in your counseling ministry? And that's a good question. And then it's followed by a couple more questions. How do we ensure that our tongue and our words are right? And then discuss the whole matter of confidentiality. The paper, of course, is to be put in Turabian, and that includes a bibliography and a cover page. And then the second assignment, you get 2 this week, so that's kind of interesting, and that is a synopsis of your interaction with your counselor, counselee. As I've studied and reflected on all of this, I believe this is what we will do. You are to provide me with the person that you're interacting with, the contact information. At this point, I doubt that I will be contacting them. I think that's just a safeguard for integrity, so that if somebody says they're meeting with somebody and I begin to question that, I can contact that person and find out whether or not you are. You have 4 sessions with the person, weeks 2 and 3, and then I think it's 5 and 6. But the confidentiality aspect would be as you are sitting in the counselor chair and counseling them. If you encounter something that you think exceeds your ability to process well, that you can interact with me in that synopsis paper, or you could do it on email or call me, and we could talk about it together. And it's stated there in the assignment that as between student and professor, there can be some confidential material discussed to enhance your skills and working through processes. So I hope that makes sense. And that's where we're headed. And then for the discussion board, it's quite an interesting discussion board. A member of your congregation comes to you about a serious problem. He tells you that he's seeing a secular psychologist, but is concerned about the direction the counseling is going. What information would you want to know to be able to advise him? I'll stick in the word wisely, in a Christ-honoring way. Would you encourage her to switch counselors? Should Christians only see Christian counselors? Would it ever be appropriate to see a secular counselor? If so, when? Well, that's lots to talk about. Then you'll have your initial post of minimally 250 words, which if you could keep it to 250 words, that probably goes down as a miracle. But there's a lot to think about there and a lot to interact. I pray that you have a great week. And for those of you who are still finishing up the responsibilities for week 1, God bless you. And look at your papers today. God bless.